Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Fat Mexican back at it again with another video. But this time, I'm going to be answering a couple questions given to me by some special people. Uh, and well, as you can see, I'm on my walk, so excuse the dirty look. You know, use the trashiest clothes I can find, and I find it more appropriate to be outside answering questions than rather than inside. I mean, inside is kind of boring, and we got natural lighting here, so excuse the lighting. I'm trying my best, and the way we look. There's someone coming, so I'll begin with the first two questions. Uh, Favorite color? Well, that's always been purple. Actually, blue first, but that was because the whole boy blue, girls pink. But I would say purple is the color. Purple with lime green. Now that's something you gotta check out if you haven't already. Second one would be favorite food. I think I should start from the beginning. Favorite food as a child would have been rice and chorizo or something. Favorite food now would be either beef or pork. Anything that's glazed or that I make myself. Basically, that I coat in anything from barbecue or a glaze. But I make a healthier dose of it. Uh, as you can see, that's really unhealthy. But I love my cooking, so it's you love cooking, but you also gotta control your weight. It's a lose-lose situation, but it's a win-win in my book. Third question would be goal in life. I've never been one to have one goal in life. I would say in the very back burner would be YouTube career, obviously. That's why I do this, but I don't do it as often because it's not something that I would consider a major. Like I was saying, it's not something I do often because I don't consider it the major goal. Something that I'm seeing myself even growing in YouTube, of course. But at the same time, I would say that learning new ways to cook different food. Um, Current life goal: lose weight, find a special person in my life. Well, achieving the goal of getting that special person in my life. Um, Other goals would be do something. I have a lot of ideas. Maybe make one of them come to fruition, whether it be an invention, whether it be make something out of my whole artistic career, or maybe having people find the secrets in my videos. That's a goal too. Now in a different area, so it's even darker now. So I'm gonna try to finish the questions. I was gonna take you guys further along, but now I'm not. So I can't be checking if I look good or not. So you guys have to bear with me. Question 4. What are your hobbies? Um, Let me show you one of them. Well, I made a poncho. Uh, I like to sew. Uh, Recently walk. I like to, sorry, the bugs and all that. I also like to play games. Talking, I guess, is, is a hobby of mine. Oh boy, do I love to talk, and they know it. Not really, but yes, really, not really. It depends on who I'm talking to. I like to make basically anything. I've been trying to do soldering, but since I filled my bucket with stuff, I kind of didn't have a chance to. But I'm gonna do it. If you guys want to see a video of me sewing a poncho, it's not the best looking one, but it's something. Uh, I have a lot more hobbies. Cooking, I guess, is a hobby too. It's a passion, really, but everything can be a passion. I mean, I get passion out of all my hobbies. I guess if you want to go more hobby like stuff you do, I have collected cans before, cans that just are seasonal or whatever, like the Rockstar cans, stuff like that. The Coca-Cola, the Georgia Peach when I was in Georgia, and Raspberry California. raspberries. Like, where's the raspberries? Uh, Question five: have your personal experiences changed the way you see things? Um, personal experience. Let's see. It's a personal story, so I'll have to dedicate a video to itself. But when I was young, let's just say stuff happened, teacher and all that, and I didn't properly get the help I needed. I did seek it. Uh, there was help. I'm not saying there wasn't, and like I said, I'll have to tell the story to go more in depth about that. But let's just say there was a teacher. She was racist and very attacking towards the kids and all that. Fifth grade, horrible experience. Stuff happening at home, and I had to fend for myself. Basically, where's all this hair coming from? I had to fend for myself, and from that experience, I basically became very closed off, everything to myself, and nothing. I never really relied on anybody else, and my emotions were very close. But I guess recently it's the opposite, where now I feel like I rely too much on other people emotionally, and sometimes, other ways. But that's a question I feel I'll have to give a whole video to. But I hope you're understanding that I saw that the world was, the whole grim stuff, but not that I became grim. I just became closed off, but it was kind of like let other people enjoy it and live. So I didn't become a downer. Not to give bash on emos, but when I say emo, you kind of get the idea of that. I'm gonna take this thing off. It's hot. So, if you guys are interested in ponchos, okay. Uh, it's dark, so I'm kind of trying to move. I mean, I don't have to finish it today, right? I should finish it by tomorrow, but I want to get as many questions out of the way. What makes you insecure? Oof. Um, I guess the previous question. That's why I like to put this question next to the other one. Um, at first, it was people itself, but I would say now more than ever, because we're talking about the current me. What makes me insecure? Probably the idea of falling back into myself, which would be heavily influenced by the fact of being alone. Like if people start to not pay me attention, or not, I wouldn't say being abandoned. I do sort of like my loneliness and privacy. Once you've been in it for so long, you like it. But um, I would say the idea of people just feeling like you don't exist. And I'm not talking about like family, I'm talking about others, um, just that you're not worth the time at all. And I would say that's my insecurity, or what causes insecurity, if that makes sense. So, not necessarily being alone, it's kind of like even if you're alone, knowing that nobody uh, would care to remember you or to know that you exist. Pet peeves. Oof. Uh, Pretty open about everything. I mean, I wouldn't call anything a pet peeve. Maybe when people are too much into themselves and don't have any consideration of others. Like, for example, if they're playing like a dweeb or something, and they're in their own world and they don't know social norms. And I'm talking about normal functioning people, uh, people who abuse of physically, like, you know, uh, abuse of people that love them, I would say. Like, especially for someone like me who's trying to find somebody that will appreciate them. And then you have these people who have these partners that love them and will go again, like towards the end of the earth for them. And they're just, an inconvenience. They're just there as a sideline. I would say that's the biggest pet peeve, when people don't appreciate what they have when they obviously know they have it. Not like, oh, you don't know what you have until you let it go. It's kind of like they know what they have, and that's why they're taking advantage and abuse of it. I would say like that, like when people take advantage of their partners, or people take advantage of the situation, or they don't care, like they're there, so who cares, take advantage of them. But I know I have other stuff, but I'm a really open, just like not like whatever type of guy. I would say a pet peeve would be like not appreciating your partner, not what you have in life, your partner, because I'm not all about that. Oh, you should appreciate what you have. While I have my Lamborghinis and all that, which I don't, but you know what I mean. Rich people. That's what rich people say. Um, have you done anything illegal? If so, what? Um, I have to think on that one. I might have to skip it, cause you know, as a Mexican, anything you do behind your mom's back is considered illegal. So I would say illegal, like mostly just probably taking someone's bike, like taking someone's bicycle away from their house. Got caught though, by them. I would say that's it. Nothing really too extreme. I haven't broken into stores. I don't do drugs. So nothing extremely illegal. So forgive me, I was rudely interrupted yesterday. If you go back and watch that last scene, you can see lights slowly getting closer. That was a truck. At the time, I didn't know it was a city worker, but he was getting closer and he just parked there at the distance. So I don't know if I left it in the video, but if I did, you could see that I just worriedly looked that way and then like rushed to turn off the camera. I'll probably leave it in because there was a truck that just parked there staring at me in the middle of nowhere. So I was scared, obviously. Um, but it turned out to be like a city worker or something. Now, on to question 9. What superpower would you like to have, or what superhero would you like to be? Hmm. Let's see. In terms of superpower, everyone always says flight, and that's pretty cool. But how I'm into more science, flying wouldn't be the best option because, well, bugs, the oxygen, you don't want to pass out mid flight and die. And I ain't somebody who can get access to an oxygen tank really easily or whatever, or can regulate an oxygen tank. Uh, Invisibility would be really cool, it has a lot of functions. It has a lot of different ways that you can use it and things you can do with it. And not just illegal stuff, you want to hide from your mom, you can do it. You want to do something, a surprise party, you can do a whole lot of surprise parties. But it's also, you can create a career out of it, basically. But for me, I would use it more for lone time, you know. Um, Super strength is pretty cool, but then at the same time, I would prefer it to be a strength that you can turn on and off. Because imagine trying to open a door at full strength and just rip the whole thing out of its hinges. What superhero would I be? Well, in that regard, Superman's cool because he has full control of everything, right? And he has flying. He doesn't have any of those problems of oxygen or anything like that. So yeah, excuse the sweat. I have the lights, everything, so it's hot. Uh, Now, I could something like Green Lantern, which is I feel a lot of people don't mention, but using your imagination as power. Plus, you have a crutch where you have to, recharge the ring, but at the same time, you get a cool ring. You know, I just feel like it's a hero nobody really ever says they want to be. I mean, why be that when you can be Superman, right? But at the same time, why not be Batman? Because he's super smart. he knows about the world, he can be a detective and all that. So I'm stuck in a bit of a loop. Um, I would go more for strength, intelligence type of deal. But like I said, maybe Green Lantern because of the being able to create anything with your mind, you know. So why need strength when you can just create something when the rest of the world is just, you know, because at the end of the day, it's the comic writers and artists who decide what he thinks of. So, but when it's you can think of a million different things to do. Last time you cried, oof, recently, but it was more of just a teary-eyed thing. It was on one of my walks, but like cried. It was on my last walk. I was thinking of something, a horrible made-up story, something that didn't happen, but one of those things where you think of someone special losing them, and not in the way that they leave. I mean, actually losing them. I think I know who you are, but I thought of the idea of something happening to that person or losing them, and I was in my second mile of my walk, passing the arch. If you saw my other video, and I was, you know, power walking and crying, and I mean, like not crying, sobbing. You know, like the whole, you're making the mouth moans and tears are just pouring down. It was sobbing more than just a light cry. Uh, I'm not afraid to admit it. I do cry a lot because I, not in the sense of I sit in a corner and cry, but I think I recommend it for you. I mean, I know a lot of us cry in private, but I'm not saying to do it in public because it's uncomfortable as a human response. It's uncomfortable psychologically. But I would say cry out your problems because, or cry out your pain. You know, that's why your body cries because it takes so much effort to cry. You know, you get choked. And so cry out your problems. Don't hold on to them because you feel a lot better. You have a clear head. It's like finishing after a male event. Anyways, I won't go into detail what I mean by that, but yeah, don't remember the exact date, but I didn't record it obviously, but it was on my like last two walks or something like that, but it was actual sobbing. Moving on to question 11. This one's a good one. Be warned. Uh, Thoughts on porn? Thank you, lovely people, for that question. But no, seriously, thank you, because it is a real life question, and I think it's something that we shouldn't be scared of talking about. It's out there, you know, it's there. Sorry if you hear the fans. I turned on the PC, gonna get ready to edit some of the video, or you know, continue editing. Thoughts on porn? Don't really have anything against it. It's more of a reliant on the user. If the user is, you know, there and knows that what they're watching is acted, it's fake, it's a movie, it's a show. Um, Most of the things they do are just for the show, and in real life aren't. What would be the best way to say it? Comfortable, aren't a good thing to try and replicate. So as long as you understand that what you're watching is for just pleasure and downtime and relaxation, but not something you actually want to replicate, then I would say, yeah, by all means, go ahead, enjoy it. But really, just like anything, responsibly use it, you know? So I have no problem against it. And I don't think there really is a need to have a problem with it unless somebody has an addictive problem. Told you these questions were going to get exceedingly better as they continued. I hope I did. Do you believe in old traditions? In quotation marks, by the way. Example, women belong in the kitchen. Yes. No, I'm just kidding. I made it very clear to some girl in the past that I don't necessarily believe in that. And I'll explain. Because I love to cook. I love to cook for this person. And I enjoy it very much. And I don't think it's a woman type of thing. Now, could I joke around and be like, get in the kitchen, make me a sandwich? Oh, heck yeah. I'll do that any day I get a chance. But it's not something that I would really say with meaning behind it, because I don't think that I don't think we should be following old traditions, especially if they just don't apply anymore. AC is turning on. So I don't know. I don't think we should follow old traditions. You know, I just think that there should be a healthy relationship. If one's working, the other should, you know, do something at home or everything. But the other one that is working should come home and do it. If my girl's making bank and making bread, you bet I'm gonna be a house husband. I'm gonna have the house squeaky clean. But if, you know, I'm making bread and she ain't working, then, you know, same goes for her. Celebrity crush. Can't say that I've had one. I don't know, because I've always looked at them as they're just that, a celebrity. But I can't say that I have. You know, a lot of people are saying Megan Fox and all that because she is very beautiful. I assume. No, I'm messing with you. But can't really say that I've had one. Maybe as a kid, but not really. Not that I remember. I'll come back to that one if I remember, if I get the old gears turning, you know. My eyes focused right now on something else. Is water wet? Scientifically, it cannot be proven. Not yet. But I would like to say yes, but scientifically I would like to say no. Because how is a molecule that's, how do I explain this? How is a molecule, an atom, something that's coated in liquid, you know, and it is the liquid, how can it be wet? So is water wet down onto its molecules? Possibly not, but I mean, wouldn't we be wet? Because think of us like a sun. We have liquid on the inside, movement of fluids, but for the most part we're dry, but there's moisture, obviously. If not, we would be drier. So yes and no, but no. Now the real question is oil oily? That's a question I want all of you guys to answer. What conspiracy theory do you believe in? Well, I guess it's a conspiracy theory, but I wouldn't call it that. It would be more of, because it's real life, of how government's trying to control, you know, but not really trying to kill us, because, like, obviously for there to be a government, they need people, they need workers, they need slaves in a way, you know. They slave you in a different way. They pay you to make you think that you're not a slave. But I wouldn't call that a conspiracy theory. There's one that I shouldn't say, that I believe all light-skinned people, not white people in the sense of American white people, but I mean anybody who's white-skinned, are not the only ones, obviously. You know, just take a look at Africa or ancient Mexico too. So just, you know, to point out a theory is that all these people are an invasive species. Like, they love to invade others. But in reality, that I'm throwing that one out the window, because obviously, like I said, Mexicans or Aztecs, Mayans, everybody loved to invade. But I would say whites are an invasive species. That's a theory. If I want to believe in a theory, that's a conspiracy theory, I'll believe it. So hate me for that one, or love me for it, but in reality, I don't really promote it or believe it. All right, let's say you're at your friend's house. The toilet stops working. What do you do? Oh, shoot. Immediately panicked, sweating, like drenched in sweat. My hair is fuzzy. Everything's sweating. You can see the sweat. It's like the saliva's coming out of my mouth. I'm going crazy, trying to find what to do. I look around. I'm looking around. I see a plunger. I know what I'm gonna do, but that's nasty. I don't want to put my hands on the plunger. I get some paper. People are starting to walk outside, and you assume they're for you. You grab the plunger. The toilet's not flushing. What do you do? Is there a cup? Is there something you try to open the water? You try to scoop it in instead of just using the plunger because you forget. What do you do? What do you do? Go to the bathtub. Oh, they don't have a bathtub. What am I gonna do in scoop water? Panic, breakdown. Hopefully close it. Maybe the little brother needs to use the restroom. They have a little brother. Maybe I'll blame it on them. Or they have a sibling, something. What can I do? No, wait, they don't have a little brother. What am I gonna do? That's probably around what I would do. But eventually, after 30 minutes of being in there, I'll find a solution. By the way, that's the worst when it does happen. So hopefully you enjoyed that. All right. Moving on to question 17. Now, would you like to know how and when you die? Yes. I would like to know how and when I die. Solely for the fact, not so that I can evade it, but knowing when I die, I can push farther to not tell. I wouldn't tell my loved ones how I would die or when I would die, or the people that I care about, but I would make sure to spend as much time with them, to find some way to make them feel alive and loved. But I would never put myself to tell them, because I don't want people to give me sympathy or give me love or appreciation on my last days. I want that to happen naturally through the interactions and while I'm alive. Well, that question is close to home, but I wouldn't ever tell anybody what's going on. I would just simply live and try my best. Sorry about the lighting changes. Weather's funky outside, and curtains don't block any of it. Well, I have them open, but the blinds. But I would just try my best to try and enjoy life with people. Question 18. Would you like to be reborn in the past or in the future? So I would be reborn in the future rather than the past. Because in the past, you're just going to want to rechange everything, and then, or change everything, and then you're going to remake mistakes. So why bother? Especially knowing me, probably going to end up making it much worse. So, you know I will. Yeah, talking to you. 19. Well, technically there's more questions, but some of those were, double questions. So this is the last question, as far as I'm aware. For now, there can be more questions in the future. What have you done sexually with someone else? Big question. Last one, big question. What have I done sexually with someone else? Well, I got a story for you guys. Ooh, this story is gonna be good. Nothing. I haven't done anything. Soy virgen. Yeah, I'm a virgin. I'm sorry, you guys. There's nothing there. No action for this boy. Nobody really gave the time of day or that time of day. Dry. My life's been pretty dry. I'm kidding, I don't feel anything. Not interested in that. more interested in the romantic side, you know. Not that I'm a romantic, but I wouldn't say I'm really sorry, neighbors. I well, neighbors outside of this door. I wouldn't really say I'm sexually active or anything either. Um, but sorry. Well, I mean that's a good thing, right? That I'm fresh. Why did I say that? Anyways, sorry. I wish I could have a big story, but I don't. And I'm not hiding it. I really haven't had that experience with anybody. I couldn't even begin to tell you how it feels or what emotions would run through your head. I can imagine it, but so can you. So why bother doing that? Plus, that's something for private, off the camera. So you can ask me off the camera, I guess. But anyways, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. And if I have anything else after this, well then I'm a dummy. But go ahead, like, subscribe, comment. Comment to the answer to one of the questions, or maybe how you don't agree with me, or how I'm stupid because I believe in this or because I believe in that. I know kind of which one you guys are gonna comment on, the conspiracy one, but if you don't, then good job on you for holding back on an obvious joke. So if you didn't watch to this part and you did realize it, yeah, I was being jokeful. But thank you very much. Thank my beautiful followers for those questions. I'll be sure to get them to have me more. And also, don't think you've escaped. I'll be asking you, dearest followers, the two of you, some questions of my own, probably similar ones, and well, some of them, not too personal. And then I'll read out your answers, or maybe record your audio or something. Don't worry, I won't record you. This is all me, baby. Thanks again. I hope you enjoyed.